Hey everybody, welcome to the Slick Tree Podcast. I'm your host, Colby Langford. The point of this show is to help improve ourselves as dogmen and to raise the quality of the dogs on the end of our lead. So let's settle in, turn the volume up, and let's see if we can't learn a trick or two together from our guests. Hey everybody, you are listening to the Slick Tree Podcast. Today we've got another good old dog series. We've got Erik Walley on the line, and we are talking about Pure Country Hawk. How you doing today, Erik?
Doing fine, Kobe. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, doing good, doing good. A little bit sad. Only got this evening and tomorrow left, and we'll be out of squirrel season here in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Well, same for me. I got a hunt I'm going to this weekend, and that'll wind me up. I go back overseas Monday. I go back to work Monday, so I'm winding it down myself.
Yeah. Well, Erik, to get started, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name's Erik Walley. I'm here in South Mississippi, little small town, Waynesboro, Mississippi. Just not much around here. It's just a little small community. What I call just old redneck out in the street, you know.
Yeah.
I got my start for that don't know. I mean, a lot of the people of today, you know, think I come on the scene about 3 years ago. You know, when I started out with Hawk, but I was in this squirrel dog game, man. Shoot, 25, 27 years, whatever. I started somewhere around 1996, I believe. I started out like everybody else. You know, I started out as a kid. I had box dogs and deer dogs, and then I got my first dog. I started squirrel hunting. I got my first herd dog from a guy named Wayne Munns. Her name was Dixie. Good little squirrel dog. I didn't know nothing about competition hunting. You know, back then we didn't have the internet and Facebook and all that. We had the full cry.
Mm-hmm.
And me looking through them magazines and stuff, you know, I seen everybody going to these competition hunts. I seen all about Jamestown, Tennessee, you know, the capital of the squirrel dog world, you know. I said, well, shoot, I wanna go one day, you know. So I loaded Dixie up one day and went to Jamestown, Tennessee. Didn't know nothing about a rule book. Had no idea what rules was. All I knew was she treat. I called her trees, you know. Went out there and make a long story short, I won the whole hunt. The very first hunt I ever been to, not even knowing the rules, didn't know a single soul in the world, but I met a lot of people, and I won the whole hunt with that little Dixie.
What'd you say?
Like I say, this was back in, I can't remember. I think it might have been somewhere around 1998, 99. I can't really remember. That was a long, long time.
I gotcha. How long did you say you'd had her before you went to that hunt?
I had her a good squirrel. You know, I hunted her and I knew she was a squirrel dog. You know, I mean, she had a. I mean, this was way back in the day. You know, when Street from Carl Smith, Street was the hottest thing going back in them days. And this Dixie, she was direct out of Street, and a female named Sally Bob. She was a Streak and Sally Bob cross. And like I say, I wanted her, you know, the first season I got her, and then, you know, all that and everything, me reading the full cry and all that, I said, shoot, I want to try one of these competition hunts, you know. So I took her the very next season after I had her. Like I say, the very first hunt I ever went to, I got lucky and won the whole hunt. You know, of course, it was just a one-round hunt back then, but best I can remember, I'm not a hunter a long time ago, but I do remember I treated 4 squirrels, and if I'm not mistaken, she was the only dog at the whole hunt to treat a squirrel. All the rest of the cast, I believe, had circle points, and she come in with 4 squirrels. And then from there, after her, I started moving up a little more. You know, I picked up another dog here, there, and yonder. I actually had a male dog got from Bobby Taylor back in the day. He called him Tough. I named him Streaks Alabama Tough. Back then, I lived in Alabama. He was actually a litter mate to Carl Smith's Mountain Jackson. And I put him in some hunts and done okay with him. Then I picked up another little dog called Jackson's Alabama Rowdy. He was straight out of Mountain Jackson, and I done quite a bit of winning with him. And then what I think the dog that actually put me on the map, per se, like I say, between all this time, you know, I had met a lot of people and made a lot of friends and stuff. But I bought a pup from Gary Rogers off of Carrs Creek Cars and Danny Wilkerson female Hardwood Dixie. I named him Scout. I bought that pup. He was like 7 months old. I went down to Gary's house one day. Me and him was good friends. We're still good friends to this day, but we were a lot back then. And I said, man, I want that pup right there. And anyway, make a long story short, I ended up buying that pup from him. I think he was 8 months old. Gary had him lightly started. You know, he would go out and smell up a tree, and if it was real hard, he'd bark at it. But anyway, I bought Scout, and I started training him. I trained on him for about a year and a half, got him. I mean, I spent a lot of time in the woods with that dog. And me and him started going to the hunts, and man, he was special. That was a special dog. So I knew I had something with him, you know, and I said, well, you know, I'm trying to learn this game. Everybody all got kennel names and stuff like that, and so I was trying to think of a kennel name, you know. And shoot, I ain't nothing but just an old country boy. I said, it's Pure Country. You know, I'm just gonna name him Pure Country Scout. That's how the Pure Country Kennels got started. And like I say, Scout is the one that he's the dog that kind of got my name out, because everywhere me and him went to, he showed up and he done his job. He made a name for himself, and he actually made a name for me. I didn't do it. Like I say, me and him, we traveled all over the world, you know. We'd go to Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri. We went everywhere. The hunts back then, you know, wasn't quite as big as they are now. But still, you know, there was hunts somewhere every weekend, and me and Scout would load up and go. And what shut me down is Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina come through here, and it just completely destroyed all the woods that I had to hunt. You know, I didn't, 2.5 hour drive in any direction, the woods was destroyed.
That'd be terrible.
So, yeah, it was. So I was having to drive. I was going to Woodsville, Mississippi, seeing James Mincer. I know most of the squirrel dog world knows James Mincer. He lived in Woodsville, Mississippi, and me and him become good friends. I was having to travel every weekend. I'd show up at his house on Friday evening, and I wouldn't leave till Sunday evening, staying at his house all and just to have somebody to hunt with, somewhere I could work Scout, you know. And again, to make a long story short, I started getting offers on him, people trying to buy him. Everybody wanted to buy him, and well, the price finally got up there to where I couldn't turn it down, with me not really being able to do the dog justice anymore. You know, I didn't have nowhere to hunt him, so I ended up selling him, and back then that was a big price back then. So I ended up selling him, and once I sold Scout, I said, you know what, if I ain't got Scout no more, I'm just gonna quit. So I sold everything I owned. I sold every dog I owned, and I had some other nice dogs at the time too, some females and pups and blah blah blah. But I did. I sold out, man. I sold dog bought dog lead. I sold everything I owned. Back then we didn't have Garmins. We had the big, you know, fold out. What was them thing called? Them
the old beeps.
Tritonic. Yeah, the big house antennas you had to fold out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I sold everything and just I quit squirrel hunting for a while. I thought I was going to be a cowboy for a little while, so that's what I did for about the next 10 or 12, I don't know, 15 years, however, up until about 3 years ago anyway. So that's kind of where my start, that's kind of where I started, and that's kind of where I took a break. And then about 3 years ago, I told my wife, I said, I miss my dogs. I said, I got woods back now where we at. I said, I can hunt again. So I did the same thing again. I sold every horse I had, horse trailer, saddle. I sold everything I had and got some dogs back. And that's where I'm at. That's what's got me sitting here today.
Yeah, well, why don't you tell us a little bit about how Pure Country Kennels is looking right now? If someone were to pull up and look, how many dogs you got, and how's that setup look?
Well, I got. I think most everybody well knows. I got Hawk. Hawk is he's my main dog. He's the dog that heads up my kennels. I've had lots of success with him. He's just a consistent dog. I've done a lot of winning with him, a lot of placing, winning. He's all contender no matter where I take him, and he's doing very good in the rear part of it. He's bred quite a few females from any kind of OMCBA bloodline you want, to bird dogs to hounds. He's bred them all, and everything he has produced tree dogs. Naturally, some crosses are more dominant than others, but he has not bred anything that has been a complete dud. Everything he has bred from more than two out of a litter has all been tree dogs. And I've actually got 3 females right here that's been 100%. Every pup out of the litter has made good dogs. But after that, I've got, as far as everybody knows now, I got to say, my wife she's actually the king of this kennel. She heads up these kennels. She takes care of these dogs while I'm gone. But she's got actually I just sold Fancy today, but she has been pushing Fancy, female named Chloe. But as of what I'm pushing right now, I've got Hawk still, and I just acquired his son. His name is Boss. I've put him in 3 hunts since I've got him. He's won the first one, placed second in the second one, and then the last one he was in was the UMCA World Hunt, and he placed 6th. So he's got a first, a second, and a 6th of a World Hunt of the only 3 hunts I put him in. So, and then I also acquired his litter mate's sister, Macy, which is what Melissa and my youngest son are hunting right now. Then, of course, I got several more females. I probably own 16 dogs. I've got personally 10 here at my house, and then I've got 5 or 6 at other people's houses that's hunting them and doing this and that. Because for me to breed a female, it cannot be just a brood female. It's got to be a proven, sure enough, knockdown tree dog for me to breed it. So I try to put some of these females in people's hands where they can continue to get hunted.
Mm-hmm. So you have quite a few litters there at the house?
I do. I've got the main females I have that's still at my house right now is Porcupine Mountain Sydney. I've bred her before. The whole litter turned out good. She's a proven reproducer. The first time she was bred to Hummers. I think it's Bad Unit, but he also said that whole litter 100% success. So some of that's coming from Mama. So she's a proven reproducer. I've got Pure Country Sissy, which is off of Tennessee Maximus. I've got her bred right now, which is the 3rd cross. I've bred her twice with 100% success. That's probably one of the most dominant crosses that I know of that's been on Hawk right now is Hawk and Sissy. one of them pups, I mean, they're just at 6 months old. They go. The only complaint I've ever heard people say about it is they go too far. At 6 months old, they'll blow in there 500 or 600 yards and lock down like an old dog. So that's a very good proven cross. I've got Red Hot Josie. I've got Trouble, which is a litter mate to kids. Is off of Outlawing Ways. Shoot, I've got a couple more here. It's hard. It's hard to remember them all.
Yeah. What you want to talk for a second about what do you guys do with your pups? I mean, it's pretty impressive to have a litter of 100% treeing by 5-6 months old, and I mean a lot of that is genetics, I'm sure, but at the same time they don't start treeing just because of who their mom and daddy are. Usually there's quite a bit happens on the side of whose hands they're in. But it sounds like you guys are doing something right with them. So what's kind of your program for training and working with the pups look like?
Well, honestly, Bud, the way I work, I cannot do pups. I can't. I'm gone. I'm home half a year and I'm gone half a year. So the people that get the pups, I mean, they're from good foundation. But yes, it's up to the people that get the pups. And me personally, I mean, now Melissa, every now and then I happen to be home for a litter of pups, when they 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks old, and I spend some time with them. But it seems like every time we make a cross and the pups are born, I'm at work. So Melissa takes care of the pups, which is probably a good thing because she's better than I am. She goes out there every day and loves on them, spends time with them, turns them out here, and I got where my kennels is at. I got like a 3-acre lot off with a 6-foot fence, So if a dog happens to get out of it, she ain't got nothing to worry about. But man, she goes out there every day and plays with them puppies, spends time with them. She'll scream. I get tickled at her sometimes. She'll open the brooder sometimes and just screaming at them. She makes sure that they're socialized before they go to the owner. But as far as in her training pups, we can't the way I work. And saying that also, you talking about the pups in the right hands. Now, don't get me wrong, all of these pups are in the right hands, but it seems like they're starting to go to more comp now. I think some of the comp hunters are seeing some of the videos of hawk pups. Some of the hawk pups are starting to show up at the hunts. But before then, it's like, the pups were all going to just hunters, people that like to hunt. And Hawk's got, I couldn't count. He's probably got 20 pups out there that could probably win a hunt right now. But the people that have them don't care nothing about comp hunting. They don't care nothing about posting on Facebook. So people see me, I'll be posting the pups on Facebook because the people will send the videos to me. Man, look what this puppy's doing, I said, well, man, I sure wish you would post it and show it off, Oh, I don't care nothing about that, So for the pups to get seen, I have to make a video or post a video or something of them, Just, and I understand people that have them, they love the pups, but they just don't care nothing about the social media part of it. So he's actually got a lot of pups out there that nobody knows about that are awesome, awesome young dogs.
I gotcha. Well, let's talk a little bit more about Hawk. Where'd he come from and what's he out of?
I got Hawk from Merle Seeley. Hawk is out of Little Jack and a Little Bit, which is a very probably going to go down in the OMC bag history as another one of them, greatest crosses ever been made. I think Merle has made that cross now, maybe the 6th time. I'm not sure. I think the youngest one's right now. He's got a litter right now. I think they're 6, 7 months old. I can't remember if it's the 5th cross or the 6th cross. But anyway, every time he makes that cross, I mean, they're all the right kind, and they all sell for big money. I mean, that's going to go down as one of the greatest crosses of ever. But anyway, I seen when I started back in it 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago now, whatever it was. Anyway, I was just cruising through Facebook and all, and I started talking to, hey, I want a dog. I want to get back in this thing. I want a dog. If I don't get back in it, I don't want no junk. I want something to compete with. Well, several people told me about Merle Seeley. Hey, check Merle Seeley, see what he's got. So I started checking Facebook. Me and Merle become friends. Well, he was hunting hawk, getting hawk ready for the Junior World Hunt at the OMCBA. And man, as soon as I seen Hawk on the first video, I said, that is what I'm looking for. He's a big dog. He's got a big, loud mouth, and he's a tree dog. That's what I like to feed. So I started talking to Merle, and again, to make a long story short, Merle would not sell me the dog. We pretty much made the deal. The dog was mine 3 months before the World Hunt, but he would not let me have it. He said, Eric, I'm hunting in the Junior World Hunt. After that, you can take him home. I said, dang, Merle, if I want to buy him, I want to hunt him. He said, no, sir. He said, me and you've already made friends, and he said, I consider you a friend. He said, but I'm not going to sell the dog till after the World Hunt. I said, okay. So anyway, me and Merle, no money had changed hands, but we had pretty well made the agreement. When I come to Jamestown, after the World Hunt, win, lose, or draw, Hawk was coming home with me. Me and him had already made that agreement. And I will say this, my hat's off to Merle Seeley because he is a man of his word, because after Hawk made it through maybe the semifinals, naturally he started getting offers. People trying to buy him. This was before he even won the hunt, He told everybody, he said, nope, it don't matter. The deal done been made. The dog is already sold, I'm not sure if he told people who actually had the dog bought. I don't know. But I feel like he did, because anyway, I went out on the final cast of the World Hunt as a spectator. Merle was handling. I went out. Hawk won the Junior World Hunt. As soon as the clock went off of the hunt time, as soon as the clock went off, Merle went and got Hawk. Hawk was at large, I think. He went and got Hawk. He come back. He handed me the leash. He said, "Congratulations, you're champion." So that's how. Like I say, I was out on the cast with him. I spectated the whole cast. He won the Junior World Hunt, and then he handed me the leash. I led him out of the woods. Merle didn't even. As soon as that time went off, he handed me the leash. He said, "Congratulations, you're a world champion."
Well, what's Hawk's hunt style like?
Well, nowadays, it's a lot better than what it used to be, honestly. 2 years ago, when I unsnapped him, I didn't know if I was going to have to drive to the next county, pick him up. But now I kind of got tired of that, because here where I live, I don't have great big woods. We have squirrels, and we have a lot of squirrels. But where I'm at, I don't have great big lots of woods. So, man, I could Hawk loose if it was a bad morning or something and squirrels not moving. Some would go through the woods I was wanting to hunt, go through the next pine thicket, go through a cutover. He'd be 2 miles from where I cut him at. So I started turning him around. I put a 900-yard limit on him, and I started turning him around. And now, pretty much today, when you unsnap him, he's going to go get treed. But he's a lot better than what he used to be. He gets the woods up a lot better. He will make a 700-800-yard turn. But now, it's still in him. As a matter of fact, Melissa hunted him at the last World Hunt we was at, and it was coming eighth. We was in Hazen, Arkansas. I mean, we was hunting in hurricane-type weather. And I think Melissa said she would never handle him again, because she was like 3/4 of a mile from the truck when she got her hands on him. So He's the type of dog. He's the type of dog to answer your question. He can tree them at 50 yards, and I've had him. I've had him recut, go 75 yards and slam another squirrel, or he can go a mile. He pretty much gonna do what he has to do to get trees.
Yeah. What kind of style of nose has he got?
He's got a good winding nose. You don't ever see him with his nose on the ground very much. He's the type of dog, and a lot of people will laugh at you, but it's not just Hawk. I've seen a lot of other people's dogs the same way. He's got a plan A and a plan B. When you cut him loose, he's gonna look for that hot spot. If he figures out the woods are kind of dead and there ain't much going on, he's going to go to plan B. He's going to throw that head up, and he's going to make something happen. Now, he's not a tree monster by no means. And matter of fact, we just come last weekend from South Carolina, the World Hunt in South Carolina. That was a 2-hour hunt. He only made 2 trees. So that shows you he's not a tree monster. He treed 2 times. I was with Jeremy Nichols with H2. H2 also only treed 2 times. So, I mean, that's 2 squirrel dogs that in 2 hours only made 2 trees of 2. I forget the other fella we was with. Forgive me. I hope he forgives me if he listens to this. I can't remember his name now, but his dog made only 1 tree. So, but him and H2 both spent the first 30 minutes. I mean, we actually called a timeout because they had done hunting a whole block of woods that Jeremy had at the hunt. Could not find a squirrel, you know. I mean, most tree monsters in the first 30 minutes would have had 4 or 5 trees. These 2 dogs never said a word. So, but yes, but typically after about 20 or 30 minutes, he ain't found a squirrel. He will gamble a little bit. He will normally make something happen. But he does have a good wind and nose. He's not a tracky dog at all. He flies through the woods. For him to be a big dog, he can cover some ground. He flies through the wood, and he gets his mind made up quick, and he's pretty much one bark tree dog. One time you can treat. He primarily is not going nowhere. I think I'm pretty positive. Sometimes you go to so many hunts, you forget a lot of times, but I'm almost 99.9%. I can only remember 2 minuses I ever took with him in 3 years. And I've been to a lot of hunts. I think I've took 2 minuses in the 3 years that I've comp hunted that dog. When he trees, you can tree him. He ain't going nowhere.
What's his mouth and tree style like? I know you've said he's loud, but kind of what's his tree style? I guess more like.
He's toenail on the tree. Now, when I got him from Merle, he was only like 17 months old. He was still a stay put tree dog, so he was born with that. He's gonna be getting that from Little Jack or Bit, one or the other. You know, I mean, it takes mama and daddy. And like again, Merle's made that cross 5 or 6 times, so some of that may be coming from mama, but he's always been just natural. When he trees, he ain't never went nowhere. But now he would stand on the ground a lot and tree. Now after I got him, I said, well, I started working with him a little bit with the collar, you know, and he was very easy. I mean, just some people say, hey, if they stand on the ground, they comfortable that way, just leave them alone, and that's perfectly fine. I understand that. But Hawk was just so easy. I don't think it took me about 3 or 4 days. I had him standing on the tree. So now when he trees, he's standing on the tree. His feet's on the tree, and naturally you got tree and curs that tree harder. You got dogs that tree harder. But for a cur dog, he's among the top and among one of the loudest that you're going to hear for a cur dog.
How exactly do you go about training one to stay feet on the tree?
I started here dogs. Actually, I got some pointers here 3 or 4 years ago from a guy named Brandon Lowry. He's very good at training dogs, and he gave me a little tip. He kind of told me how to do it. I said, well, I'm gonna try it out with Hawk. I just start here in the yard. I'll just walk them around with the collar on, lift them up to the tree, and just say, hey, get on this tree. They stand on the tree. If they happen to get down, just, get on this tree. Get on there. Just spin the first two. Just get on this tree. Get on this tree. Then you can put your stake in the ground. Just say a 10-foot lead rope or something, Tell them to get on the tree. If they don't stay, you can just bump them. When I say bump them, now I mean very, very lightly. All dogs are different. It's hard to explain because all dogs are different, and if some people do it, you can trust me, you can screw a dog up with a shot collar.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not saying I'm the best in the world, but it takes some common sense, and you got to know what you're doing, or you will completely ruin a dog. But anyway, like I say again, Hawk was very quick to pick up on it. So I just got to where I could bump him. Okay, well then I took the woods. He go in there and get treed. I just ease through the woods. I just watch him, If he happened to put his foot down on the ground, I just bump that collar. Boom, he right back on that tree. It didn't take very many times. It just clicked in his head, hey, I got to stand on this tree when I treat. And prime example of that, I bought his sister, Fancy, also from the same fella, Merle. I said, well, I'm going to get Fancy the same thing. No, sir. That did not happen. Fancy's style of treeing is she runs all around the tree. I mean, she's a hard tree dog. Most people, she's a male dog. She barks every breath, but you are going to get her to stand on the tree. I spent 2 or 3 weeks with her, and actually I seen her starting to go backwards a little bit. I said, okay, to stop. She is not going to stand on the tree, so I'm just going to leave her alone. So she's one of them. She's comfortable with her tree style, and I'm not going to change it. So there again, you got to know what you're doing, and please don't take me wrong. I'm not saying I know what I'm doing, but you got to know what you're doing, and you got to know the dog. If the dog can learn from it, you can teach the dog. If the dog ain't going to learn from it, you need to leave them alone, or that collar will completely ruin them.
Well, I'd never heard of that style of training on one, but I mean it makes perfect sense, and something it sounds like when you're talking about the real light stimulation. Something I learned at a bird dog training seminar I went to one time was that guy would take that collar on, put it on the lightest, like a Garmin's got I think like 21 levels of stimulation, but he'd start at one low. And have that dog tied and just standing there and not saying nothing to it or anything, and just start and just bump them on the very lowest setting, and just work your way up until that dog did anything. I mean, it might be as light as just like a flick, barely a little flick of its ear, or kind of a twitch of an eye, and that was kind of like the baseline starting point with where he would start. Most of the times it'd be like a 1 high or like a 2 low or a 2 medium. Right there would be about where that guy's starting point was as far as where he was going to start stimulation at on that particular dog.
Right. That's exactly right. All dogs are different. I mean, Hawk's a big dog. He's a hard-headed rascal. He's a handful, which is what I like. Just say I bump him on 8, maybe. Some dogs, you bump them on 8. They fixing to leave the tree, get under the truck, and ain't never going to tree again. You have to know the dog and know what their tolerance is and know what it takes to get their attention.
Yep. What's his handle like?
Say it again now.
Oh, what's his handle like?
He don't have one.
Just all business, huh?
He's all business. And honestly, I mean, man, everybody's different. I know some people, they want their dogs to follow them out of the woods, and maybe I'm wrong, and I may change. I'm getting older. The older I get, sometimes my thinking changes some, but I'm the type, I like to fight. I want that rascal tugging on the leash. I don't never want him thinking it's okay to stand by me. I want him thinking when I unsnap my leash, he has to get gone. So I don't try to put a handle. I don't. If he wants to drag me through the woods, that rascal my picture took, I let him drag me through the woods. That's just my opinion, and that's probably the wrong opinion, but he's all business. When I get him out of that pen, he knows when I unsnap that leash, he's got a job to do. There ain't no buddy in between, none of that. We buddies at home. Once I get him in the truck into the woods, he's all business. So I have never tried to take any of that fire out of him. Again, except I started turning him around. I did take some of that out of him. Sometimes now, I have been at a hunt or two where he blow out there and make a 600 yard, and he start coming back. I said, oh, now this is the time where I need you to go in there 900 yards. Go find one. So, it's a 50-50 deal, but overall, looking back at it, I mean, for me, I'd rather have him 700-800 yards cutting the woods up versus when I unsnap him going a half a mile. Because a lot of times you get a half a mile, if you got a couple dogs over here that's getting treed, you're sitting in there half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, you're out of fun anyway.
Yeah. When you say you're turning them around, so how did you go about doing that? Did you talk about tone breaking him and toning him back your way, or?
Yep, just all tone. Now he was already tone broke when I got Merle. Again, I can't take a lot of credit. Merle had all that already done when he knew what a tone button was. Now the only difference is when I hit the tone button, he would come straight to my feet. He would come straight to me. Well, the way I do it now, if I hit that tone button one time, now when I first started, I'd hit the tone button, come to my feet. I'd have to leash him up, reset it, get going. Say he got going again, I hit the tone button. Okay, he'd come back to my feet again. Well, it takes a smart enough dog to know what's going on. After about 5 or 6 times of this, I'd hit that tone button. He'd come like halfway to me. I'd leave him alone. He'd go back to hunting. He kind of figured it out. Like now, if I'm out there hunting and I want him to come, I have to hit that tone button 3 or 4 times. If I keep hitting that tone button 3 or 4 times, he will come all the way to me. If I hit that tone button one time, he's going to turn and make a circle. Could just say if he's 900 yards, I hit that tone button one time, he'll come back within about 400, and he'll turn and just keep on going, keep on hunting. He figured out whether I wanted him to turn or whether I wanted him to come all the way to me. And by doing that, it set a clock in his head. Like, he still don't do it all the time. And I swear, people laugh at this too, but I know real dog men that have dogs, they know what I'm talking about. Hawk knows the difference whether I'm hunting around the house or I'm at a comp hunt. He knows the difference. He knows when I go to town. I think he knows the difference in my 2 trucks. I got one hunt that I hunt in every day, and then I got one hunt that I travel in. He knows the difference in the trucks. I swear he does. He knows the difference in the trucks.
Yeah, he knows when he's going to town, huh?
Yep. But with me, when I start turning him around like that, it actually put a natural. It's almost like he's got a natural navigation system. Now he'll go 600, 700, 800 yards, and you can watch him he'll start on his own, which really helped out a lot. In all honesty, it made him a better squirrel dog. Because it's like once he makes that 600 or 700, 800 yard circle, he ain't found no hot squirrel. Well, then he starts trying hard. He goes to plan B. Again, that's what I call plan A and plan B. He goes to plan B, and, okay, well, I passed this scent up a while ago because it ain't real hot, but I ain't found nothing else that smells no better, so let me come back and treat this scent.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it works out. A lot of times he's got a squirrel.
Yeah, that little female dog I'm hunting right now, I've noticed with her, she's a lot of times the first time you cut her, she might go out and might run a 400 or 500, 600 yard loop, And if they're just not moving and she don't find anything hot, a lot of times you'll see her after a little bit. She'll start looping back around, and she remembers where that scent she did find was, and she'll come back and tree on it if she can't find a hot one. It's and it'll always be a den or a den or a nest. But
Exactly. That's what I call. I mean, man, honestly, that's what I call a good squirrel dog. They gonna hunt that hot squirrel first. They gonna pass up something that ain't great, but then they figure out, well, the woods is kind of dead. Let me go back over here where I did smell something. You know, to me, that's what I call a good dog.
hmm Well, let's talk about Hawk's conformation. So, in his prime, if you were to pull him out of the dog box and he was tuned up and ready to go, tell us what we'd be looking at as far as like his ear set and his head and maybe his color coat, dues, and just kind of his overall build. Just explain them if you were painting a picture about him.
Uh, to me, honestly, right now he's in his. He's just now. I think either June or July. I ain't got his paper. June or July, he'll be 5.
Oh,
To
yeah.
me, he's just now coming into his.
Mm-hmm.
But man, he's for some people he's big. For me, he's borderline being too big. I mean, he's one of the biggest cur dogs that you ever gonna see. But for me, I like that. He's actually got me spoiled. It's he kind of set the bar for me. Just say when he gets 10 years old, he'd be hard to. Well, actually, I got one now that I call a replacement for him. His son, Boss. But anyway, I like a bigger dog just because of the size and the mouth. Hawk's probably. I've never had him vet weigh, but I'm guessing he'll be 65, 70 pounds, long-legged. Uh, some people have said he's the best looking dog they've ever laid eyes on, and I think the people that says that, uh, I'm not going to say he's the best looking dog. To me, his son Boss is the best looking dog I've ever seen. But yeah, Hawk is he's brindle white. He's got a little white feet. He's got a big white blaze chest, a big white blaze in his face, and I mean, yeah, he is a man. There's nothing small, little feisty, little yip male dog. He's a true man. And even if I didn't own him, if I seen that dog, I wanted to breed one. I said that's what I want to breed to because that's a man. He is a man of a dog. I can say that.
Is he pretty thin coated or thick coated or?
No, he's thin. He's thin coated. He's got a good, very thin coat, shiny. You know, man, he's just an overall. He is a good looking dog, and like I say, to me, most of the time, size comes with mouth, and he's got the mouth. I mean, I've treated him in numerous times, 900 yards. I've treated him in .72. You know, in good conditions. He's got a mouth. It's not a tree and cur mouth. It's not a hound mouth. But for a cur dog, he is among one of the loudest cur dogs I've ever been in the woods with. He's got a carrying mouth. Well, prime example, I own the Pure Country Kennels dog that Kevin Cowan has now. I think he named him Buffalo River Kid. But anyway, Kid. Just say if Kid was treed right here and Hawk treed 75 yards over, our Kid's louder than Hawk. Kid's got a booming mouth. But if they're in there 900 yards, I can hear Hawk every breath. You won't hear Kid. That's hard to explain. Kid's louder, but at 900 yards, I will hear Hawk and not hear Kid. Now, I'm not saying you can't hear Kid at 900 yards because you can. We may have to go further. We may have to go 3/4 of a mile. If they're 3/4 of a mile hear Kid, you'll still be able to pick up Hawk. It's the way his mouth carries.
I got you. How's he sitting on dew claws?
He's got dew claws on both feet. Both back feet have dew claws.
Gotcha.
Now, when I say he's a good-looking dog, he is a good-looking dog, but there is no way he could ever win a bench show. He don't have the. Now, if you looked at him from the chest up, he'd win every bench show you put him on. But back feet, he has no conformation on his back legs. It's hard to explain. It's like he's got when he stands up on the tree, it's like he's got outriggers out there, both back feet sitting to the side. Which I tell everybody that's fine. He's standing up there on that tree. He needs them outriggers there to hold him steady.
Yeah, don't got to worry about him falling over.
But he is not a bench show dog. I can promise you that, none whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, does he have any other quirks other than just kind of that conformation issue?
Honestly, no. He's rambunctious in the pen. A lot of people wouldn't like his kennel manners, but I own bark collars. Now, when I'm home every day and I'm hunting every day, I never put a bark collar on him. But, like, when I go to work, he's sitting in that pen a week, my wife has to put a bark collar on him because he gets just spent, built-up energy. And at that point, of course, again, my wife helps me out with these dogs. I have a dog walker. She'll put them out here on the dog walker, exercising. His 3-acre lot fenced off. She'll turn them out and just let them run around. And if we're getting ready for a hunt, if we got a hunt coming up when I get back home from work, we've got a dirt road about 2 miles down the road here, old government dirt road. She actually takes the dog and puts the leash out the window and just jogs them up and down the road. I'm very blessed to have a woman on my side that helps take care of them.
Yeah, I remember seeing her make a Facebook post here not too long ago about your dog getting loose and how she's going to be in trouble or didn't care about it one way or the other.
Man, we get messages and stuff all the time. People get a crack out of me and her. I wasn't worried at all. I knew she was blowing smoke. If I would have got her loose, she'd have had the whole sheriff's department, everything down here looking for that dog.
Well, why don't you talk for a minute about his comp hunting accomplishments and what he's been able to do in that aspect of it.
Just right off the top of my head, I know, again, like I say, Merle Seeley won the OMCA Junior World Hunt with him. After that, I think it was the very next year, I won the UMCA World. No, it wasn't next year. Yeah, it was, because that same year, after the Junior World Hunt, I went to the UMCA World Hunt. I think that was the year we had the Ice Bowl. All of Hazen, Arkansas was frozen. There was limbs falling out of the trees. Everything was so froze. And I think he placed 6th in that one in the senior division. He was still a junior. I didn't have no luck in the junior. I got beat out in the junior, but I turned right around and put him in the senior. And I think I won either 6th or 7th. I can't really remember. But anyway, next year after that, I went on and I won the MCA World with him. Actually, that year, I had Pure Country Kennels at the same time, and we hunted all the way through, and the finals come down to a 2-dog finals, and it was me and my wife in the finals. I had Hawk, and she was handling Sting. Me and her in the finals of the UMCA World Hunt. And Hawk Hawk won that one. So that made him a 2-time world champion. He's been, man, I didn't make no notes or nothing. I'm pretty positive it's either 6 or 7 world hunts that he's been in the top 5. Winning 2 of them. He's won 2 world hunts, and there's 5 or 6, either 6 or 7 more that he's been in the top 5. So he's always there as a contender. He's been in the top 5 of all those world hunts. He's got 7 or 8 state titles. That's from Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas, Tennessee. He's won either 6 or 7 state titles, and then just numerous numerous more, second place, third place. I mean, he's the type of dog. He's not the best dog in the world. He's nowhere close to the best dog in the world. But what he is consistent. Every time I take him, no matter where I take him, no matter what I put him in, he's never been embarrassed. He's always right there. And I'm not talking about little bitty hunts either. I mean, I don't think I've ever been to a hunt that had 6 or 7 dogs. Any hunt he's ever been in has been 20 plus dogs, and that's from UKC World hunts, MKC World to the JPI, USDC ground floor hunts. I mean, I just pick hunts to put him in. If I'm home and there's a hunt available, me to travel to him. So he has been on every stage. He has competed in every register he's been in them. And again, he's always given me a chance. He is just very consistent. He does the same thing day in and day out.
As a dog, what would you say his biggest strength he's got is? That to me, that would be his biggest strength is consistent. Gotcha.
Of course, like we talked about, his mouth, his hunting style, and his heart. I mean, I've had that dog. He's never quit. I've had him 3 rounds, and it be 95-degree weather. He just has quit in him. He's got one heck of a heart, and he's got the hunt, he's got the drive, he's got the tree power, and he's got the mouth, and he's got the heart. So to me, that's the total package you can ask for in a dog. Again, he is not the best dog in the world. He's just a dog like everything else. But and most people, anybody that's ever draw out, I think will back me up. He is consistent. He don't make mistakes. He's just a squirrel dog. He gets treed. When he barks, you can tree him. The only reason you got to know the rules in the hunts is maybe for the other fella, because he trees, you tree him. You go to him, he's going to be at the tree. If it takes you 2 minutes or 32 minutes, he's going to be there. And to me, that's hard to come by. That's to me, that's just what a fella wants in a dog. He's just consistent. The main word is consistent.
Mm-hmm. Well, on that same note, what would you say his biggest weakness or flaw is?
If I had to say a weakness in nowadays competition, would be maybe his shoot, that's hard to say, because if you call it a weakness, it really ain't a weakness, because I like a squirrel dog. I don't like a tree monster. But there have been days where maybe other dogs maybe have a better nose or something. His weakness may be if it's a terrier, he can be beat by something that's got a better nose. Now, again, you may not look at a squirrel. It may be one of them circle tree days, but he's not a tree dog. He's just a circle tree dog. He can make some circles. I've made circles with him, but he's not a circle tree dog.
I gotcha. So what's the future of Pure Country Kennels looking like?
We're just going to try to keep doing what we do, Again, me and my wife, I mean, I really can't, I don't know what the future is as far as we just going to continue. What we love about this is the sportsmanship, meeting friends. Man, I have made so many friends from this squirrel dog world, We're just going to continue. Hawk will be here till he dies, I've got his son, Bob. I call him his protege, coming up right behind him, which, I mean, I love him. He's got a super bright future. And then I just acquired a new dog about actually 2 days ago, I think. Most people that listen to this podcast know Tony Walters, Big T. I just bought a Smooth as Silk, I bought her for Melissa. Now, don't get me wrong, I may have to handle her sometimes if my boys ain't acting right or something. If she'll let me handle her, but I bought her just for Melissa. Melissa wanted her. Melissa seen her up there in South Carolina, and Melissa wanted her, and Melissa travels with me with these hunts, and she works harder than I do with these dogs, really, on the work. She takes better care of them than I do, I would say. And so she deserves to have a good dog on the end of her leash also. So for this next coming year, that'll be the dogs that I'll be putting. You know, of course, I'm still going to hunt Hawk. Hawk's pretty well now to the point where I can only hunt him in the big hunts, you know, either a work hunt or a state title hunt, because he's pretty well maxed out in all the, what I call normal little regular hunts. So hunts that Hawk can't go to, I'll be pushing Boss. And then Melissa and my son Micah, they're going to be pushing Silk and Macy, which, again, Macy's a litter mate to Boss off of Hawk and Mina. So other than that, I mean, our goal is, I mean, I'm not a puppy factory. You know, I just breed dogs every month. You know, I make 3 or 4 or 5 crosses a year, depending on, you know, what females come in heat. As a matter of fact, I got 2 down there in heat right now that I'm not going to breed. You know, I got 2 females. I got 1 female bred to Boss right now, 1 female bred to Hawk. Like I say, it's Sissy, the 3rd cross. I got 2 more in that I'm just going to skip. I'm not going to breed them. Like I say, I don't want to become thought of as a puppy factory. But the future for us is, you know, continue doing this. We love doing it. We love going to the hunts. It's an adrenaline rush, you know. Once it gets to the point, if it don't get your blood flowing, you need, you know, we still love it. Of course, we play, we kill squirrels, we have a good time. And then as far as the kennels, I mean, my goal is if I make a cross, I feel like I've done my homework. I've paired the 2 together, what this dog can help from this female or what this female can help from this male dog. And I try to produce the best puppies available, you know. Even though there's never a guarantee when you make a cross. But to me, if you do your homework and 9 times out of 10, you put the best to the best, something good going to come out of it, you know. Again, there's no guarantee, but I try to do my homework and try to make only the best crosses that I think that can be made, you know. So, again, I thank everybody that contacts me all the time or asks for puppies or on the list puppies, because, you know, without these people having interest in my dogs or having interest in what me and Melissa do with these, you know, I would never breed nothings. But I have quite a bit of interest, you know. Most people that know Hawk or have seen pups off of Hawk, a lot of people want some. That's my only goal for the future. We do it for fun. I mean, it's not a business. I mean, I work for a living, so this I lose way more money with these dogs than I make, I can promise you. But we are doing it. Melissa enjoys raising 3 or 4 pups throughout the year and meeting people when they come pick up the pups. You know, it's all a full circle. You know, we have a litter of pups. We get to meet new people that come pick up the pups, you know. So that's our future, is just to continue to enjoy and have fun doing it and try to produce and help put good squirrel dogs out there in the world. That's about the only way I know how to put it.
Yeah. Well, Eric, that's about all we got for time this evening. But man, I want to thank you. I've really appreciated the conversation we've had, and I know I've sure enjoyed it, and I know I've learned quite a bit from it, and I just want to say thank you, man.
Man, I appreciate you reaching out to me and having me on here. Normally, Melissa would have been sitting here talking some too, but she's at home. But anyway, anybody that listens to this thing, again, you know, all the friends that I've made, you know, throughout the years with these dogs, to me, that's what it's all about. It's a fun sport. we like doing it, and we gain more friends than actually. For these dogs, I might have 2 friends in the whole world. From these dogs, I've got hundreds, maybe thousands of friends, And if any way I can ever help anybody, I do my best to help everybody that I can. So thank you for having me on. To whoever listens, and reach out to me if there's any way I can ever help you, Melissa. We'd sure be happy to.
All right. Well, all right, everybody. Take care and keep wearing out that boot leather. I just want to give everyone that's listening a sincere thank you. Getting this podcast going has been a project. I really hope you're enjoying it, and if you don't mind, give the show a good rating and review wherever you're listening to it at, or share it on your social media to help get some traction. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to your feedback.